What's up, you guys? It's Amber. Today is the day that I'm going to talk to you guys about something that I don't ever talk about, and it's really, really hard for me. And I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this, and I'm going to tell you guys. So, I'm going to talk to you about my best friend dying in high school and the impact that it had on me and still has on me to this day. Senior year was a big time for everybody, of course. Everybody's trying to get into college, and for me, I was trying to get a basketball scholarship, and I had a really big game this day. Usually I took my best friend Sharmy and her little sister to, it was either me, Corey, or Ashton, like whoever was driving. Like, we would try to drop them off either at home. I'd take them home a lot, even though they didn't live close to us, or to this bus stop. And this one day she was in a hurry to get home, take her sister, hopefully borrow her mom's car and come back to my game, because it was just a big deal that day. And so after school one day, we were all standing around, and I had to leave with my teammate and go do study hall before our game for a certain amount of time. And so she left the school to go walk to the bus stop, and she was hit by a drunk driver in the front of our high school. Some of you guys know I went to a private high school. It wasn't a bad area of town though, but for this to happen like in front of our school, as fast as he was going, and I can't even talk about that. It just I found out much later than everybody else, I guess. I was in the library, and I started seeing people's moms come in and pick them up, but their eyes were like really bad, or like crying and stuff. And then so I went into my car, like I went and got my car, and we were gonna go eat before the game. I just noticed that this telephone pole across the street from the school was shattered, and that this fence was down, and that there was all this commotion and caution tape and everything, and I couldn't even believe it, like what happened while I was in the study hall. It was just crazy. But I got this weird feeling. I stopped and asked the teacher, and she just told me what happened like it was nothing, like it wasn't my best friend, the way that she just said it. And from then on, I tried to drive. I asked another teacher where they took her, what hospital, and they kept me. My teachers and the principal grabbed me. Of course, they knew that Shad was my best friend, and they grabbed me. They held me in the school for hours until my mom came and got me, which was the worst thing in the world, because you don't know what's going on with your best friend at this or her sister, who's Ashton's best friend, at this hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just the worst feeling ever. And they kept me locked under. I tried to call Corey and explain to her what happened. It was the worst thing ever in life. By the time my mom came and got me and I went up there, she had already passed, and everybody from the school was already up there, and I'm like the last person there. And so that was the worst day ever. And one thing that I haven't told anybody, like not too many people know this, and I'm gonna tell you guys, is that the guilt that I've held from since that day, the guilt that I've held from that situation, and the impact it's had on me, is that after school, right before she left and walked to the bus stop, I was standing there with my friends, and my boyfriend at the time just pissed me off, and I walked away from them, and Sharmy was like, "How are you gonna leave me?" And I was just like, "Call me later, he's pissing me off," and I just walked away. And I just feel like at that moment in time, like she literally left 2 minutes later and walked into the street, and walked to the bus stop, and I just feel like if I had not left and like I just stayed and talked to my best friend for a few more minutes, would that have changed anything, And like I can't help but think that, and like it's crushed me for years. And I know, like, the people I've talked to have told me, like her mom and her sister have talked to me, and like I just can't help but feel guilty, and I can't help but feel like my actions could have changed it. And like I don't know, like I feel like what the impact that's held on me for years, like, and me coming into a realization that I couldn't, no matter what I did, I couldn't have stopped it. I don't want anybody else that might be going through death in some way to feel like it's their fault. They could have done something about it, because I realized that I can't. Like, and there was nothing I could do, but it hurts, and I wish somehow that I could have changed that. I mean, my best friend was amazing, you guys, and like, she was gonna be a doctor, and it was already hard for her. We went to a school full of rich kids, and she was not at all. And like I said, it took her 2 hours on buses just to get to our school, because she wanted a better education for herself, and she wanted to be a doctor. We both knew that we liked girls around the same time, but she was the only one that was brave enough to be out in the open around sophomore year and to date girls and let everybody know and not give a fuck. And I was scared, and I didn't. And she was amazing. And like, still to this day, I look back and I look up to her, and like, just the thought of her, how amazing she was, and a leader she was, and just the impact that she had on everybody's life, even though she was taken from us at such a young age. I can't help but have her be my motivation for keep going and keep like living, for her. Like, I feel like a lot of me has to do with her, and yeah. It's just, you never know, like, what could happen. Just what I really took from that is like to never leave a situation bad. I don't want to leave my friends without saying bye, or get off the phone without letting people know how I feel about them. I love them. I get to say bye to my best friend, and like, I don't get to see her anymore, So just don't take people for granted. Let people know how much you appreciate them. Obviously, don't fucking drink and drive. And you can't let something bad happen hold a big weight of guilt on you for years to come. It's not healthy. It's not good. And that's really all I have to say about that. If you guys have questions, you know how to reach me. And I love you guys. Bye.